Hey Razorfist, if you're watching this, I have a joke for you. Your ex's child. Well, I'm back at covering this dude, and instead of doing a fully fledged episode, I'm doing a commentary / response video, while gameplay footage and my extremely lazily animated avatar are shown. I mean, it's what most commentary channels do, or at least the ones that I used to be part of. If you don't know who Razorfist is, I would say watch my video of him, but I don't recommend it, seeing as I got a few things wrong. In a nutshell, he makes rants, mostly political, and occasional reviews. He wears sunglasses inside because he thinks someone wants to see his attractive eyeliner or something, and has a rather harsh sense of humor, as well as questionable and conflicting opinions, such as supporting Trump despite not liking him, hating fascism despite using this as the thumbnail for one of his events, thinks that Nazis are left-wing because he likes judging books by their covers a lot, or using mental gymnastics, claiming he isn't racist, yet uses this for his Tekken 7 review, and makes jokes like this.
Really? Smuggling smack and Kachinka dolls? What's the matter? A Chinaman's asshole not good enough for you?
And so on. And yet people take him seriously despite using his character. Anyway, recently he made a video about Louis C.K.'s recent controversy. And from the title alone, I get the feeling he's gonna rip on Louis, but considering the guy is gonna be like this joke I did. These people need to grow a pair and laugh at these offensive jokes, fucking soft boy cucks. And to my surprise, I was right. I was being sarcastic there. Ever since I did that video, it's nice of him to be inspired by the movie Schindler's List. I'm skipping most of the introduction as it is just a setup for the video and a totally necessary skit, but I have something to say about it. I miss the old intro.
Ooh, scandalous leaked footage indeed! First off, leaked? How do you leak a public performance exactly? In an age where every woman over the age of a zygote has a cell phone up her slatch, how could anyone credibly call any public recording a goddamn leak?
Okay, for once I kind of agree. That headline may have been a bit stupid from CNN, but if you record a live performance that isn't filmed for TV or whatever, then yeah, it is considered a leak. Sort of. Great, now I'm using mental gymnastics as well. Fuck me. But why are you targeting this CNN article in particular? Of all the articles about it, you show CNN. Why? Is it because you still hate him like an arch nemesis? Or is it because it has the word leak on it? It's definitely both, is it?
This ain't a fucking fanboy rebuttal, for the record. I'm anything but an adherent. At best, I can merely tolerate the man. To me, if his act were any more pedestrian, he'd have to install a crosswalk on his tongue. But jokes are jokes, jackass! And as I already asserted in my rant entitled Political Correctness Killer of Comedy, anyone at all who's about to imbibe in killing careers over yuck-yucks can fuck right the fuck off! Comedy persists at the perimeter of discomfiture. Always has, always will. Because whatever we most fear, whatever morbid preoccupation we while away the wee morning hours pondering in mute horror, that's what we most must make light of.
Haha, yes! Mocking shooting survivors as a joke. Because nothing says sensible comedy like flippantly offending trans people and enemies. I get that comedy is subjective, but there's a fine line between mocking the bad guy and being so randomly harsh on the minorities that it makes the joke unfunny to most. There's a thing called too soon when it comes to recent tragedies. I think you've probably heard of it. And that phrase, jokes are jokes. That's the same way that it's just a prank. Man, these transsexuals, if they wish to be women, they think they could just cut their dicks off with a rusty knife, am I right? Hey, that wasn't very nice of you. It's just a joke, brah! Political correctness my ass. Doubling down is what kills comedy. He then shows clips of comedians doing similar shticks like Norm Macdonald joking about suicide, as if I need more reasons to hate him more. I miss when he did a Burt Reynolds impression in Celebrity Jeopardy in SNL. That's the only good thing about him.
It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a this. Burt Reynolds.
Chinese whore.
Okay, mostly. Thanks for recommending avoiding Nick DiPaolo, though.
How does prostate cancer affect women? I mean, unless you're Caitlyn or Hillary. How the hell does that...
I'm at the halfway point of this nearly 6.5-minute video, and most of what I got was, we must laugh at the suicide victims and trans people so that we can avoid the fear of them. Moving on.
But what few acknowledge, even in defense of Louis C.K.'s comments, is that the effect is appreciable. In short, the more you shut us up with media furor firings, public unpersoning, and all manner of mob rule retardation, the farther to the edge the line of comedy goes. Like moss on the cool side of the rock or diabetes sores on Movie Bob's butthole.
I need to stop for a moment. Most of our viewers ever joke about Movie Bob, and to an extent Jim Sterling, is that they're fat. That's it. No jokes about how he wants the stupid people genocide, or how he wrote about the assassination of JFK in his book about Super Mario Bros. 3. No, seriously, look it up. It's really just, duh, he's fat, duh, he has diabetes, duh, he's a lefty, so that means he's a communist. You're not original, you just run out of jokes.
Everything grows in its ideal environment, and comedy is fueled by fucking discomfort. Not necessarily edginess, mind you. Bob Newhart is one of the greatest of all time, and he couldn't make a rosacea victim blush. But his act does thrive on discomfort, as he brilliantly segues from one fumbling aside to the next, testing the limits of the audience's patience before blowing their skull clean off their shoulders with the one-liner of the century.
Yeah, he was well known for his edgy comedy, but here's the thing. That sort of thing was considered funny back in his heyday. So yeah, times have certainly changed. It's why the song Baby It's Cold Outside is considered by today's standards. It's questionably dated. By contrast, the late comedian Tommy Cooper was well known for his sensible and practical jokes, and even today, after his unfortunate death from a heart attack on live TV, he's still considered funny.
I shall now produce from this empty cloth 4 live ducks. I got away again.
Comedy isn't always about discomfort, so if you want to be entertaining, you can't just go full on edgy. Some might call you out for trying too hard, or worse, boring. Now try doing a joke from Newhart whenever you go to an open mic session. You can thank me later.
So comprehend the profound idiocy of playing PC police with, of all things, stand-up comedy. Look, you ain't gonna kill it. You can't. Comedy is intrinsic to society's existence, if not fucking humanity's. It'll outlive every rainbow-coiffed cunt in Canadianistan, and the harder you push, the farther to the edge of basic decency and taste the line gets.
No. The main point of comedy is to make people laugh, not to pointlessly be offensive most of the time. Although, if you're into that sort of thing, then I recommend Dick Coughlin. Not my type of comedy, but it should give you some chuckles. Oh, what's that? You don't like it because he's too lefty for you? Yeah, well, jokes are jokes, dipshit! See what I mean about that phrase? The rest is just donkey on the survivors demanding better gun laws because this fucking lacks empathy.
Fuck! In the mid-90s, I used to love a good Yo Mama joke. Fast forward to 2019, I can't even crack a smile without a corpse involved.
Yo, what, mate?
And it ain't just me. Roughly half of the country is asking us to make policy decisions based on the opinions of high schoolers, for fuck's sake. Yeah, hey, peep this, Pops. The same simpering shitdick who finds Taylor Swift and Greta Van Fleet fucking tolerable has an empirical prescription for all of society's ills. Shit, I'll be sure to perk a deaf ear to that dog shit.
Danny, why can't you be a decent human being for once? In short, this is basically the same shit they keep shouting for years, even decades, despite comedy being somewhat like that in the past. It's just that you could get banned for swearing. No, the PC police are not killing stand-up comedy, they just don't care that much about these guys you mentioned, as they are either rookies or just lost their prime years ago. It's just that Louis C.K. was more notorious due to his fallout after recent allegations of masturbating in front of women without their consent. But you probably say, those allegations are fake, and that's it, no evidence to back that up. Either way, I'm not advocating for censorship. You can joke about whatever the fuck you want. It's just that people might not gonna like what you spew. And you should also take responsibility for your actions, as freedom of speech doesn't make you immune to the consequences. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll actually be monitoring the comments this time so that I don't get the comment section filled with bad faith criticism like last time, unless it's actual constructive criticism. It's either that or disabling comments and likes entirely. Now, excuse me, I'm off to report a crime where someone joked about liberals disagree with Trump. That was supposed to be sarcastic, but I'll bet none of you will get that.